In our constant search for a better, more fulfilling life, we so often look outwards, don't we? To technology, to success, to what we can get. But what if the answer isn't out there at all? Today, we're going to explore a really powerful argument for looking inward, for finding meaning not in what we have, but in what we can feel through creativity. Let's see how this all unfolds.
So, right at the heart of our modern world, we've got this basic conflict. On one side, there's a life to show, the one that's perfectly curated for social media, driven by competition, and all about getting that external validation. And on the other side, a life to feel, an existence that's really rooted in genuine emotion, self-reflection, and a real inner connection. The source we're digging into today argues that technology is constantly pushing us toward the first one, and often it's at the expense of the second.
All right, so here's our roadmap. We're going to start by looking at the challenges of modern life, then explore how creativity can literally awaken our senses. We'll dive deep into literature, music, and art, and then pull it all together to see how we can build a more meaningful life.
Okay, let's start with the world we're all living in right now. We have incredible conveniences, right? Information is always at our fingertips, and we've got tools that make life easier than ever. But this progress comes with a pretty big paradox.
And this right here is the hidden cost. The source argues that our super convenient, tech-driven lives can start to feel, mechanical, almost robotic. We're at risk of becoming disconnected from our own emotions, and even from each other, which can lead to this profound feeling of emptiness, right in the middle of an age of abundance. So if that's the problem, what's the solution? How do we fight back against this mechanical drift? Well, the source proposes a really powerful antidote, one that's found in 3 timeless human expressions. Let's check it out. And this just illustrates the solution so brilliantly as a creative trinity. See, it's not just one thing, but a combined force. Literature gives words to our complex lives. Music gives a voice to those feelings that words just can't quite capture. And art infuses our world with soul, turning what we see into what we understand. Together, these are the tools to wake up our dormant senses. So let's break that trinity down, starting with the first pillar, literature. It's described as not just stories or poems, but as the actual spirit of our existence. Now that is such a powerful statement. Think about it. It's not just saying that literature is about life. It's suggesting that literature is the soul of life. It's like the consciousness of humanity all written down, giving us a way to access the deepest parts of who we are. So, here's the crucial part. What literature actively does for us, it is not passive consumption at all. It forces us to think, to question our own assumptions, and maybe most importantly, to feel empathy for others. It doesn't just show us the world as it is, it gives us the tools and the desire to make it better. And that is an inner satisfaction that money or material wealth can never, ever provide. Next up, let's explore the second element of our trinity, music. If literature is the soul, then you could say music is the universal heartbeat, the voice of our deepest emotions. I absolutely love this description. Just think about it for a second. Every culture, every single civilization in history has had music. It's as fundamental to us as breathing. It's the underlying rhythm to our shared human experience, speaking a language that bypasses all logic and goes straight to the heart. And its power is just so versatile. Music meets us exactly where we are, it offers comfort when we're feeling down, and it amplifies our happiness when we're celebrating. But it's more than that. It can elevate our thinking, connect us to something spiritual, and, as the source points out, it's a really powerful form of therapy for all the stress and anxiety of our modern world. And that brings us to our final pillar, art. This is where our inner world gets to take on a visible, tangible form, adding this whole other layer of beauty and meaning to everything around us. Okay, this is a really crucial point. Art, whether it's a painting, a dance, or a film, is so much more than just simple entertainment. It's like a mirror. When we engage with art, we're engaging with an expression of what it means to be human, and in doing that, we become more aware of our own inner life, our own existence. But this slide highlights a critical shift that's happened. In the past, art was really seen as a tool for profound personal growth, for self-refinement, and for actually changing the world, social reform. Today, the source argues, its purpose has often been shrunk down to just entertainment and the chase for popularity. It's become a commodity to be consumed rather than an experience to be lived. Okay, so we've identified the problem and we've explored this incredible solution. But how do we actually bring this into our day-to-day lives?
Well, this final section is all about turning this philosophy into a conscious, living practice.
And this slide just shows how practical this can all be. These aren't some abstract, out-of-reach ideals. They are actionable steps you can take. Start your day with music instead of scrolling through the news. Carve out a little time for a book that really challenges you. Go visit a gallery, watch a classic film, or honestly, even just take a moment to be quiet and reflect. These are the small acts that build a more conscious lifestyle.
And why does any of this matter? Because the outcome is real. This isn't about escaping reality. It's about building the inner resilience to engage with reality more fully, more deeply. A life that's infused with this kind of artistic consciousness directly contributes to inner peace and stronger, more balanced mental health.
And here it is. This is the ultimate takeaway. This is the core message of the entire source material, just distilled into one powerful sentence. We spend so much of our lives chasing happiness, peace, and success as if they're these external things we have to catch. But the profound truth is, they're already inside us, just waiting to be awakened in our own consciousness.
So that leaves us with this final, really personal question. After exploring this whole journey from the mechanical to the meaningful, the challenge now turns to you. It doesn't have to be some huge, grand gesture. Maybe it's just putting on a favorite song, picking up a book you've been meaning to read, or just taking 5 minutes to truly see the world around you. How will you choose to feel, instead of just show your life today?